Hello, Hojoz here, and welcome back to this 1 hour and 11-minute episode of the Cedara fight competition. And today we have the A45XC Gremlin and the A45XC Gremlin Pro by BoatFly 141 against the SK14 Arrow Mark 1C and SK14 Arrow Mark 1C Pro by Hojoz. And well, if you want my prediction, it will be the Arrow winning this one. I really do think this is the Arrow that will win it. However, something else might happen. So let's go to the runway, or rather the water, and see what happens. And with the first matchup known, or rather, I don't know if there's a second match as of recording right now, but with the first matchup that we have here, the first semi-final matchup rather, that's what I should call it actually. It will be interesting to see if the Arrow can beat the Gremlin, or rather if the Gremlin can beat the Arrow, because, you know, Gremlin, right here, has been fairly unstable so far in this tournament, whereas the Arrow just... I seem to remind that it had a fairly dominant performance against its previous opponent in the quarterfinals, which you'll see right now in the iCards, if that actually was true. But yeah, cool craft these. They've made it to the semifinals, and they've probably made it to the semifinals with a reason. So I will expect them to be fairly close in terms of competition. Now, I have spawned the Gremlin in first, so of course I'm going to separate the Gremlin first. And after that, the Arrow. We can't deploy the radars immediately before their launch, because the Arrow uses its radar as support for not rolling off the pad it's on. So yeah, let's deploy them. There we go. Wait for PRE to do its thing, which I now have a 1.7.3 save, and the PRE version in that no longer requires the craft loading, so that bit of honestly of of delay won't be in the 6th season, which will be cool to see. And yeah, let's start the competition. Mission starting, SK14 Arrow takes off fine and the Gremlin does too, so there are no concerns about that. Perhaps the semi-finals will finally see a CFC episode where there won't be any setup issues, although I might have spoken too soon there and cursed the entire thing. We'll see. For now though, we're waiting on the craft to separate, as the Gremlin and the Arrow do so, turning away from each other and of course tapping on the accelerator to make sure that we reach 7.8 kilometers, at which both the craft will separate. It's a bit of waiting though, unfortunately. Can't really change that. Anyway, we are on now, and we will be attacking each other, although the Gremlin doesn't really feel like it there for a second. The Arrow probably has a missile deployment advantage, well, if it could lock, because both the 120s are away from the Gremlin, and I see no missiles heading towards our way. And it does look like the Arrow's dodging. Oh god, is it going to be one of these again? Please don't say it's going to be one of these again. Just dodge the missile, how hard can it be, Arrow? Not so hard, because it dodged that one, as the Gremlin is firing on the Arrow, and the Arrow isn't doing anything against the Gremlin so far. Let's see the damage on the Arrow. It has lost its radome, and it it's not really turning. It's actually being fired upon by the Gremlin probe, which isn't great news for it. And now out of range of the Gremlin probe, it will have a second 9 coming towards its way, as it has now flown back into range of the Gremlin probe, and it will have to suicide itself into the boat from the Gremlin, because if it doesn't, well, it's going to be a guaranteed loss. And if it does suicide into it successfully, means that, well, the Gremlin won't have as much of a chance. But it doesn't choose to suicide and instead sets up an excellent ambush attack on the Gremlin, which I did not expect to come at all. Very nicely done by the arrow there. That was quite a surprise. Now the only thing the arrow has to do is to take out the Gremlin probe, which, fingers crossed, it will do. But so far, it's looking to be better. Looking to be a better episode than the last one, which was essentially just deterred by missiles. Well, not like this one wasn't deterred by missiles, because of the fact that, well, the boat here is still alive. The boat here is, oh my god, no damage to either of them. It's a tie, everyone. It's a tie to start off today's episode. Oh boy. Because the Gremlin crashed into the ground, and the arrow also crashed into the ground. And both the boats are fine. That is another great message for Team Gremlin, I reckon. Since I don't think that Team Gremlin had the upper hand there, because even with a damaged arrow, the arrow was able to take out the Gremlin aircraft. It wasn't able to take out the boat because it didn't have any hellfires left, but it was able to take out the Gremlin aircraft. And it was able to do so in a fairly surprising fashion for me. I wasn't expecting it to mount a hit on the Gremlin. But it's interesting to see. It is cool to see that these aircraft are, well, relatively closely matched. Although I don't think they will be closely matched if the arrow can dodge all those missiles. We will have to see, since I have no way of predicting these with 100% accuracy. It really just depends on this aircraft dodging the initial missile volley from the Gremlin. And if it doesn't, well, that's only good news for the Gremlin, because that means it has a fairly large chance based on the past matches, which or past rounds, which there's only been one match so far, and it has had a 100% hit accuracy if the arrow doesn't dodge the missiles. So let's see. Fairly odd though. The craft here that is spawning first is able to block the missiles immediately, whereas the aircraft I spawned in second isn't. That leads me to pose some questions with BDAC, but it doesn't look like I will have to, since this is just a voluntary move from the arrow to not dodge at all, since it isn't even locking missiles. Oh boy, that's bad. It's voluntarily being hit by missiles. Is this just a power move from the arrow, since it reckons it can win? Oh well, oh no. Oh no, that doesn't look good. It has just lost its vertical stabilizer. Yeah, as it turns out, you shouldn't do power moves like that. It shouldn't be a surprise, but since you can't be sure of winning the match until you actually win the match. And there goes the gremlin. But please, just don't do that again, Arrow. Don't flex on the gremlin as if you've already won the match, because clearly it is so easy for you to lose the match when you get hit by those missiles. Not like any of the craft that have spawned in second ever feel like dodging a missile, apparently, in this version of KSP, this version of BDAC. I mean, that mystifies me. It honestly mystifies me on how that is a thing. Since it shouldn't be. Why are you not dodging? Honestly, it should be fairly easy. It should be fairly easy for you to dodge. But I'm just going to blame it on a fairly glitched KSP thing. And good on that. Anyway, the Arrow has once again survived for way longer than the Gremlin, as the Gremlin debris is falling down. It doesn't look like the Arrow will reach the Gremlin probe because of its control issues and the apparent lack of a vertical stabilizer. And it's just overall the entire time as well. Although I might have spoken too soon there. What it will have to do though is dodge the water. That should be highest on its priority list at the moment. If it can dodge the water, run out of liquid fuel and land it and touch down safely, it wins the match. It doesn't, and instead gets eaten up by the Gremlin, doesn't win the match. Perhaps the Arrow here thinks that it still has its Hellfires, because it's clearly not interested in engaging, or again, it's just overrolling and it really is missing that vertical stabilizer. Yeah, it really is missing that vertical stabilizer. And the front end of the aircraft having been taken out, that shouldn't have been a positive thing for the central branch either. Only 3 engines are functioning. That's also not going to be a good thing. It really doesn't look good for this aircraft. And he's heading back down to the sea again. However, gotta give it the fact that it's still flying. Oh, it is actually mounting an attack on the Gremlin probe. There might be some excitement and Vulcan fire coming in. As the Gremlin is firing now. And here the Arrow should be concentrating on getting guns off on the Gremlin probe here. And it is clearly not interested. Yeah, you really should fire the Vulcans. Because you don't have any missiles here. Yeah, it doesn't want to engage surface. There's your design flaw for this round, this matchup. Doesn't want to engage the boat because it doesn't have that enabled on its Vulcans. You should have enabled that on the Vulcans, because if you would have, fairly sure here that the Gremlin probe wouldn't have survived. At least the probe part of the Gremlin probe wouldn't have survived. And you would have at least taken out some defenses here, making the next run easier on yourself. So essentially, this aircraft here, right now, is trying to commit suicide because it thinks that it can't win. Even though, if it would just fly away 20 kilometers from this battle site, would fairly easily win because it's a 2v1. And both boats are fine. And then here the Arrow would have survived, whereas the Gremlin really didn't. It really didn't. So I am pretty mystified as to why enable surface isn't enabled on those Vulcans. Since when you run out of missiles, which is fairly easy if you don't dodge the missiles. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Hoyo. Yeah, I mean, it really has been a theme of the quarters and now the semis as well. That the aircraft, at least I think right now, the aircraft I spawn in second simply refuses to dodge any missiles, which makes no sense at all, and I hope it's fixed in the next version. I'm just going to blame it on a glitchy save for now. But I sincerely hope it's fixed in CFC Season 6. Because this is essentially nothing that I can fix myself. This is all mod and game dependent. And yeah, another suicide attack by the arrow has failed to kill the arrow. So just turn around, fly back, try again, even though it doesn't have any surface attack weapons. Yeah, I think it's just time to prepare an F in chat for the SK-14 arrow, because if it's not focusing on dodging missiles, essentially it is going to lose every time, because the damage, as we've seen in these 2 rounds so far, is going to cause it to not be able to attack the boat. And then, if that's a thing, it doesn't matter if the gremlin gets shot down or not. It's going to be a tie, especially if you insist on attacking a ground target without having weapons that are enabled for ground targets. It simply doesn't matter. The only thing you can do here is suicide yourself into the surface target, which the VDAI, mainly focused on self-preservation, will not do. Now here, if the Gremlin probe takes out the last engine on the arrow, and the arrow gets out of range of the Gremlin probe, the arrow wins. But that doesn't happen, because the Gremlin here, the Gremlin probe, is smarter. Even though both BDA AIs are set up equally stupid. Does look like, however, that fixed the stability issue for the arrow. Not like it's going to be a major stability issue if your top speed is like 150 meters per second or something. This doesn't accelerate, doesn't gain speed anymore. We'll have to watch out for the Vulcan fire on the Gremlin probe, however, since it is not going to attack it, so why are you still flying towards it? See, these are just the points in time where you start to question BDA AI. We don't have to do that any longer though. There's no damage on the arrow and there's no damage on the Gremlin. Which means that once again this is a tie. Hopefully this round sorts these two out. Because I'm not feeling like witnessing eternal ties. Do you know how boring it is to witness eternal ties? We could legitimately be on an episode where at the end of the episode we're going to the final match with a 10-10 tie. If these aircraft keep doing this to themselves, well, mainly the arrow, since the arrow just will not dodge any missiles. Won't. It just refuses, flat out refuses to dodge the 120s. It will dodge the 9s, but it flat out refuses to dodge the 120s, which makes me question, do you even have chaff boxes? You do, but they're blocked, I reckon. And that's design flaw number 2. I really do enjoy finding design flaws on your aircraft. This is not as if I have 100 design flaws in mind. Which makes me fairly hypocritical giving commentary on your aircraft having design flaws, while my aircraft, except for one, didn't even make it to the quarterfinals. Makes me look like an idiot, I must say. But it equally makes you guys look like idiots, because in quarters and now in semis as well, small design oversights, which of course will be corrected in CFC Season 6, I'm sure, small design oversights have cost so many aircraft and so many boats victories. For an example, the Charmeleon was too maneuverable. The what was it? The boat camp kept trying to lock. The other one, I forgot the damn name. The Zircon. What was its issue? It couldn't fire its missiles because they were blocked. The Arrow flat out refuses to gun down targets. And can't dodge 120s because it has its shaft blocked. Guys, what are these design flaws? They shouldn't be occurring. Anyway, those missiles haven't hit, and instead the Gremlin is focusing on attacking the Arrow probe. Which it hasn't worked, so it will now fire on the Gremlin. It is a very large target, this aircraft, so I reckon will be gunned down pretty shortly. There goes the Vulcan fire on the Arrow probe. Come on, man, you can do it. Bit more power in those rounds, perhaps you can make it. Has damaged something. Have to give it that. Has damaged something. Come on, mate. Hasn't done anything. Yeah. I'm going to try to see where the damage is, and I honestly can't see where the damage would be. So the Arrow. Ooh, it has Hellfires. Ooh, we might be on to a winner here. It has the Hellfire. Oh no. Oh no. But it doesn't have the sight. It doesn't have the targeting plant. Oh, for God's sake, you guys! Sort it out! Sort it out! Declare a winner! Please! Okay, there's your winner. The Gremlin's gonna win. Oh no. Yeah, I mean it's gonna get shut down here, but doesn't matter since the Arrow probe has been damaged. Guys! The Arrow is the superior aircraft! What's happening here? How is this aircraft made it to the finals? This aircraft is making it to the finals on pure luck. I swear. As the final hope for the Arrows has died. To not having a gun pod after missile hits. And this Arrow has been damaged slightly, but it has been damaged nonetheless. And it means that they have no chance of winning. Don't know about you guys, but this feels incredibly unfair to me. The better aircraft was defeated by a small design oversight for the umpteenth time in this competition. Although small design oversights shouldn't go unpunished, of course. One thing though, I haven't seen the Gremlin be unstable this fight. So perhaps it does deserve it. Did have it easier than last match though, last time. Anyway, it is a 2-3, a 3-2 rather, for the Gremlin as it proceeds to the final. Let's go on to the second battle and the final battle of the semifinals. It will be the thing against the other thing. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. Let's hope it's more exciting than this one though. And trust me, it will be. It is the BoatFly, the plane by Willius, battling against the Sai NDF1 Namiyari and Sai NP1 Kame by Sturmhauke. And I can say, this 45-minute battle is definitely worth it. It is worth the wait. It is worth the watch. I hope you enjoy this one. I really did enjoy this one. Anyway, let's go to the water and see who of these two aircraft wins the final spot in the CFC S5 final. And with the semi-final match, oh wow, I did fuck that up, and I'm going to roll with it. With the semi-final match, we have the BoatFly versus Namiyari, and well, honestly, I think the Namiyari stands the bigger chance because it's not a meme entry. I'm backing the BoatFly because, damn it, if the aircraft that I've been shitting on for the entire competition can make it to the final, then surely this one can as well, right? Do I have flawed logic? I really do think that this stands a chance, simply because it's a meme entry and not a serious one. That's my thought process here. But if the Gremlin can do it, despite me thinking that it really shouldn't, the BoatFly should be able to as well, because I think it really shouldn't. Yeah, I know that's flawed logic, but it's my logic, damn it, and I will roll with it. That's simply how I'm going to put it. My BoatFly. And deploy Namiyari, which needs a duck deploy. BoatFly and plane versus Namiyari and Kame. Please, guys. Please be able to settle your debate. Not by one side not being able to dodge and the other one being able to dodge, or by having aircraft or by having boats survive. Please sort it out in a nice dogfight way, because we've been lacking that all season. We have, at least from my memory, we have been lacking that all season. Anyway, let's set BoatFly and the Namiyari take. Oh no. Oh, that's a slight are you going to carry that the entire way through? Okay, I was about to say I have no words for this. But no, it takes off fine. It's just that the landing gear got stuck in the nose. That's fairly funny. And it surely won't hamper it. Surely it won't. Surely. But oh, have my predictions been wrong today? So my predictions do not say anything about this one. Namiyari, I think, does have 120 script, and it has successor radar, whereas the BoatFly does not, and therefore my logic is that the Namiyari should be deploying its missiles first, but it's still not deploying them. Come on, mate, and there goes a 9. You've missed your window of opportunity. Why have you done that to yourself? Nice accent, I surely do believe. And there goes a 9 on the bottom end of the BoatFly. Although I do believe that the BoatFly has been damaged by it. It has. Not as much, but it has been damaged. And there go Vulcans on the BoatFly, and it immediately annihilates the Namiyari, as if the Namiyari is but a shitty aircraft. That deserves an award. It does. Because I think that is the quickest kill I have seen in this entire competition. And it's from a damn mean plane. That really just says something about the competition, doesn't it? I mean, this mean plane is barely flying. As you can see here in the nav bar, it's barely going 100 meters a second. It is barely flying, but it has completed the kill, even though having been fairly heavily damaged. Rather being damaged, not fairly heavily, let's be honest here. Being damaged by a missile hit. I'm glad that I backed this aircraft. Although you're not firing your Hellfires. Oh no. Yeah, there they go. That's a very last minute one. Are you sure about that? He was damn correct. He was damn correct to do that though. That's impressive. That is just impressive. How has it been that quick from a meme entry with missile damage? How has it done this quickly? Oh wow, I am astonished. I cannot help but respect this entry. By the qualifiers I thought, ha ha ha, the plane is the boat and the boat is the plane, ha ha, and it's confusing me in my commentary. But now, it has a 1-0 advantage in the damn semifinals with damage. How has this happened? This really is the weirdest competition I have ever witnessed. It is. It's honestly, how is this a thing? How is this a thing? I do be enjoying it though. I do be enjoying. Nice camera. I do enjoy it though. I made a mistake with the setup, so I have to do it again. But I am enjoying. I am amused. I am amused by these. I am honestly amused. I knew that the competition was, for me as a commentator, going to be simply an issue of persistence, which an issue of persistence should actually be the episode title. I like it that much. Which simply should be an issue of persistence, since, well, let's be honest here, wasn't the most entertaining season with all those setup issues. And setup issues, let's not forget the setup issues. Yeah, I really do regret not testing these rules anymore. I honestly, I have never regretted anything more than that. Than not testing this rule set more, since I really should have. But regardless, it really is looking like this seriously is going to be a fun match to watch. It was correctly this time. Giving it that final boost. I enjoy that about the BoatFly as well. The landing gear is engineered as such to launch itself onto the nose of the aircraft, giving it additional boost and making sure that it reaches 500 meters quicker. That just shows the level of engineering this guy puts into his aircraft. I believe it really is. I can't help but respect that. I mean, it could be a coincidence, but this thing is amazing to me. It is amazing me, it is impressing me. And by God, do I like it. Me entering the semifinals with a 1-0 advantage. Who would have thought? I'm enjoying myself. I am thoroughly enjoying myself. Well, planes, get into range of each other, fire Z missiles. Wouldn't be surprised if the BoatFly is like a 3 or 2 kilometer lock, which means that the Namiyari can't deploy its missiles until the very, very last moment. That is engineering. That is engineering. Looks like the Namiyari has been struck by a missile from the BoatFly, and the BoatFly has not been struck because the Namiyari couldn't fire its missiles. Or it did fire 120, but it made all the missiles explode. Which is what I'm going for. The Namiyari is currently being fired upon by the BoatFly boat, which is the plane, of course. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And the BoatFly will now be aiming its Falcons and firing. Where the Namiyari, yeah, it has gotten a little bit of damage, hasn't it? Because that's a slight bit more unstable than what I've seen earlier from the Namiyari. At least from my memory, which my memory has been proven to be fairly faulty. Anyway, another joust for the BoatFly. And it has hit a little bit of the Namiyari. A little bit of the Namiyari has gone off, which no doubt is the missile, of course. It's always the missiles first. Let's see. Yeah, it simply hit the 120 that was still equipped. BoatFly, come on. Or will the Gauss decide it in the favor of Namiyari? I really don't know, because it's looking fairly close here. Wish we had a 2v2, because this battle would have been more exciting, because now this is just a jousting match, honestly. Which BDCI isn't that good at nowadays. As was just demonstrated, none of the aircraft hitting again. BoatFly turning. Closing. And equipping. And now as well firing. The Gauss and Namiyari firing a short burst before instability hits once again. And it fires at the sea. Yeah, sure. That is your main concern right now. Your main concern is not the BoatFly here, or the plane, which is the boat of the BoatFly. It is the ocean. Yeah, I'm buying it. I am definitely buying it. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not buying it. The Namiyari should really watch its stability issue. Yeah, that could kill it. That could kill it. It also hasn't fired its notch yet. A flaw, perhaps. And more hits. What has it hit? It has actually hit the part this time because no additional missiles were hit. Although I cannot see which part it has hit. Oh, it is now focusing on firing the 9s, as the BoatFly is most probably focusing on the Kame boat. And the Namiyari has fired its 2 9s, and the BoatFly will surely have to dodge them. Dodges them nicely. Nicely done there. Equip the Vulcans. And there we go. And a burst. Not a burst. The Namiyari now closing the BoatFly. Oh, why? Namiyari aimed too high, and the BoatFly aimed just right. And there go some engines on the Namiyari. It will be damaged in speed capabilities. That surely gives the BoatFly a more accurate shot this time, as it won't be able to run away from those bullets. All the damage it has taken has also been on one side. That will fuck with the center of thrust. And the BoatFly is behind it again. And yeah, that's just it, isn't it? Okay, it still has engines, but I saw it. I saw the clipping shift the aircraft. Surely it can't do much more. It is not even focusing on anything. It's just, it is actively trying to suicide without being willing to suicide. Yeah, wing damage here from one side. Additional engines taken out surely. It's not looking good for the Namiyari. Let's hope for its sake that it can still do some damage on either the BoatFly or the plane. Which is of course the BoatFly's boat. And the BoatFly's aircraft. This is the best naming scheme in the entire history of CFC. Convince me otherwise. Debate me on that. I absolutely love it. Oh no, has the BoatFly run out of... It has. It's ran out of fuel. And that just gives the advantage to the Namiyari, which, because of that damage, is conserving fuel. That is exactly the conclusion that I like. It is just a plot twist, and I do very much like plot twists. Wonderful stuff from the Namiyari, simply biding its time. And when everyone thought it was dead, instead it was the BoatFly running out of fuel. That's for me, it's a satisfying conclusion, but I don't know if it's a satisfying conclusion for you. 4 Hellfires heading towards the plane. It's not resisting that. And that is damage. That is damage. Plane, do you have damage? Damage, do you have plane? It certainly does. As that is a last-ditch attempt from Namiyari to put additional damage in. But I think we can conclude it on that. Honestly, it's a beheaded plane. There's only one Vulcan left. This is defenseless. This is hopeless. This is CFC. Yeah, I had to do it. I couldn't resist that opportunity. I feel free to quote me on that. This is hopeless. This is CFC. Oh my god. I do love shitting on my own competition. Anyway, more Hellfires heading towards the plane, which is the boat of the BoatFly of the plane. BoatFly, fly, plane, plane, boat. Boat, plane, boat, boat, fly, boat, plane, plane, boat, fly, boat. Yeah, it is the best naming scheme in the entire world. Yeah, and that is the plane annihilated. Which is the boat with the BoatFly to plane BoatFly. It even checks out that I didn't intend on that. Anyway, it's a 1-1 for the Namiyari. I really have to pee, but I'm just going to... I want to watch this battle! I want to watch it unfold. This is nice stuff. This is honestly nice stuff. It is. It is so interesting to watch. It really is. Yeah. Finally, a battle I can enjoy. What was the title of this episode again? Which I thought of. I'm going to have to just play back the video and listen to myself. Which of course, yeah, that is the thing I like to do. This has been deployed correctly. I have to deploy you correctly. There we go. Yep, all engines deployed, everything deployed. Bouncy bounce, which means that it is separated. Third battle then. Thread battle of the ever so satisfying but long battle of the BoatFly versus the Namiyari. I mean, I said that all the ASC entries were going to make it to the semifinals or finals. Well, it hasn't been true in its entirety. We are witnessing the ASC Forum trying to place itself with one of its participants in the final, which, of course, these are both ASC participants, so ASC will get into the final. And I even believe, if I am not mistaken, that BoatFly, who is the creator of Kerbal, also is participating in ASC, which makes my prediction of an ASC locked out final, which with the possibility of both can. Which, retrospectively, that was a stupid prediction. But then it would indeed be the ASC. And it would actually be a possibility for CFC to create its first double champion, with BoatFly having won an earlier season of CFC, having been a proud submitter. I do believe he is a proud submitter since season 2, I believe. Season 2, season 3. I don't recall what his aircraft was, but next week he faces a very real possibility to be the first double champion in CFC history. I'm not going to say world champion because it's not a world tournament. Thus, world champion doesn't apply. Mines fired, exploding behind Namiyari. Only one explosion though, that looks positive for the Namiyari, flashing its guns there a little bit. Let's look at the damage, if there is any. I do not believe there is any damage. That is good news for Team Namiyari. BoatFly choosing to head for the Kame instead of the Namiyari this time, figuring that the tactic of last time didn't work out. Perhaps it should do this instead, and it has worked out, since now it will only have to fire to face the Namiyari with the Kame taken out and out of the fight. BoatFly then heading towards the Namiyari heading towards the BoatFly. Namiyari looking to fire 120 on the BoatFly, and it has a 120 is coming in for the BoatFly, and I have seen the chaff deployment. But the missile hits the deck of the aircraft, and it is a severe hit there for sure. But the BoatFly is able to fight on. However, lost a major bit of its maneuverability. Thus, the Namiyari could collect it here. Once again, the Namiyari looking like it was on the back foot for a little bit there, but now it does honestly look like Team BoatFly is once again compromised a little bit. Not as compromised as a Namiyari though, who has lost its boat, of course. The plane can try to do some damage here to the Namiyari. It hasn't yet. Namiyari using some interesting dodging tactics there, which have apparently worked on the plane. Shooting towards the BoatFly now. Back on board with the BoatFly. Some final bursts from the plane here, trying to take out the Namiyari, but failing. Namiyari fired those cows, those all-powerful cows, which took the Idori to second place last season. A really good aircraft that was. I really hoped that it would have been able to do more than just fall apart. BoatFly dead and into the ocean. It's going to do the same. Made it! It made it! It made it! GG Namiyari! Namiyari. That is worthy of a trophy. I thought it was going to crash into the ocean with a tiny chance of it not crashing into the ocean. Made a tiny chance work. Didn't crash into the ocean. GG that Namiyari. But the Namiyari will have to resist the plane AA defenses, which have proven to be difficult for it in the first round. But of course it had a little bit more damage, I do believe. Then 3 Hellfires heading towards the plane, surely sealing its fate. Although we do hope that it won't be. That's one hit. Hold on, that is a major part of the fuselage of the plane having been launched into the air. Anyway, the Namiyari, despite having again been put on the back foot, just won it. I just quickly want to check in with the plane here. That would be the major part of the fuselage that got chucked into the air here. Yeah, I thought for a second there that the BoatFly had a chance, but apparently the Namiyari is coming back and coming back hard. A 2-1 advantage right now from a 1-0 deficit. I was fairly sure I was putting the curse of the commentator on the BoatFly, and it does look like I have. Which is fairly sad, because as I said beforehand, I would definitely like to see this in the final, simply because it's a B-plane. If a B-plane makes it into the final, that just says something about the quality of the competition, don't it? Again, just hating on my own competition. Pretty sure you're used to that at that point. Well, at this point. Enable radar. Plane, enable radar. BoatFly being slowly set back on toward the plane. Which is of course not the plane, but the boat. Hi. So I've said many times before in this episode, fairly excellent name choice there. For this one, however, we'll be flying aboard in Namiyari. Start the mission. Can dedicate some time on the latest shenanigans that I've been up to in KSP. I have downloaded the Pegasus K11 Mugen and Hugin from Box of Stardust to use as a reverse engineering basis for my own parasite aircraft, which will be called the HE No Parts, short for Not Officially Patented Aircraft Racing Termination System. Although I could have taken out the racing part and made it no pads, which that thing won't give you any pads on the back. And it will try to annihilate you. And it has been fairly accurate in testing so far, but it has some glitching with one clipping, so I'll have to make a Mark II at this point. And the other thing, well, that's yet to be announced. If I can make it work, it's going to be a series on the channel, for sure. But I'm going to leave it a little bit in the dark here. Although, if you're on the John Lloyd Aerospace Discord, you already know what I'm talking about. Anyway, first missiles having been fired by the plane BoatFly. The plane yeah. I mean, it's a plane and it's called BoatFly. 120. Oh! Ah, 120. I think it hits. But then the BoatFly hits with a 9. And that's the second 9, surely. No, those are Hellfires. BoatFly, how's your health doing? Yeah, not so good. You have lost a bit of your engines, I believe. Or not. Because nothing around the engines has been damaged. So perhaps it hasn't been damaged at all. Anyway, goodbye, Kame. You're dead now. Yeah, missing the important bits here. Namiyari, having fired a single 9 on the plane, of course not. It hasn't hit at all. Plane AA defenses trying to fend it off, and it's of course a BoatFly in the air as well. Although last time we were in this position, the Namiyari won. Plane will have to do some damage to the Namiyari in order to secure an advantage for BoatFly. Although I do think, and it has now been confirmed, that the Namiyari is out of air-to-air missiles. So it will not be able to make the BoatFly dodge or hit the BoatFly significantly unless it uses its non-existent Vulcans. I just noticed that it lost its Vulcans, or its Gauss rather. It lost its Gauss. What the fuck is this? Oops, I clicked PRE. But yeah, not having Gauss is it's a very large issue here, Namiyari. I can't believe that just happened, honestly. BoatFly at this point can sacrifice itself, drill itself straight into the Namiyari, make it explode. It can, because the plane is surviving at this point in time. Not having selected the focus. Hold on. Why aren't you wanting to engage with Vulcans here? It is not engaging with Vulcans. But BoatFly. BoatFly. Are you fucking serious right now? You're not engaging. That didn't do the trick. The BoatFly is confused, as you can see by, as you can hear by the frequent on and off toggle of those tigers. Let's try it again. Oh, it's actually. Why are you trying to engage with Hellfires, mate? They're not even set to engage air or missile. Are you seriously trying to engage with Hellfires? Those, please. Those will help you. Those will help you more than Hellfires, trust me. It is going to use them though. Okay then, the BoatFly with a complete unwillingness to fire, apparently. Even though it doesn't need these anymore. It was completely focused on using them. This one doesn't have a weapon. Even if it lands safely, it's damaged. The BoatFly isn't. So, it's 2-2. It's a 2-2, boys. A 2-2. A 2-3 or a 3-2 not brought on by any ties. Now that is what I was looking for in this battle, and that is what I'm enjoying in this battle. It's going to be a long video though. If you're still here, thanks. I appreciate it. This is a long video, probably. I won't be surprised if I find out in the editor later today that this is an hour long. Or 50 minutes. Should be around the time. I don't have my stopwatch enabled because, really, I don't need it for the second battle. But, an hour-long episode, but this time it actually has an exciting battle. Two exciting battles, arguably, because the Gremlin and the other one. See how quickly I forget these planes if they lose. Oh god, memory 100, not. Oh yeah, I have shit memory. The arrow, the SK14 arrow, yes. It lost. And now I lost my train of thought because I was trying to find out what the arrow was called. Yeah, that's exactly how this train of thought should go. Okay, there's once again a glitch in the BoatFly launching system. Nice one, BoatFly. Anyway, launching back. I completely lost my train of thought. I have to resume a different train of thought before I come to now. And my train of thought right now is thinking about train of thought, frankly. But yeah, 2-2. Long episode. No ties in his matches field. That's a cool thing. Anyway, 5th battle, surely it will be decided now. I think one party has won each time so far. There we go. All aircraft turned on and turning. All boats turned on as well and readying their guns for AA fire. And it is the BoatFly readying its A9s for A9 fire. As the plane is, or the Namiyari is readying its 120s for fire. But as you'll see right now, won't get a chance because it has to dodge first. Although it could just launch a 120, which it probably has just done. Or a 9, who knows. But that 9 just, you know, took out the fired missile from the Namiyari. Since, well, it's what 9s do, they concentrate on the heat target. Anyway, BoatFly can fire the tokens fairly closely to the Namiyari, but misses by a bit for the entire salvo. Nicely done there. Has to turn now, but suddenly focuses its attention on ground fire, which you're too far away. You're too far away. Why are you focusing on ground fire? Exactly. You'll have to enable your focus now and fire on the Namiyari. And now you can switch to the Hellfires, quickly launch 4, and then dodge the Namiyari on your back. Or, just a smarter tactic, try to assault the Namiyari. Smarter tactic because that boat is not firing. It's not a threat here. Not now, at least. Whereas the Namiyari is. Is it going to do the thing again? No, it's not. It's going to do the Falcon thing again. By the way, was that one missile fired? Was it anti-aircraft or an anti-ground missile? I couldn't spot that. Fairly sure it was nearly hit there though. Let's see what the debris was. I can't see the debris anymore. Well, I will have to go aboard the Namiyari and check. But I want to right now, because the BoatFly is firing fairly accurate shots. Although none of them are hitting. It is firing nice shots on the Namiyari. It was probably its remaining 120. It was fired and completely missed its target because it couldn't block. Yeah, that's a hit on the Namiyari. Couldn't work out if it was from the boat or the plane, which the plane is the boat, the boat's the plane, of course. And that's a pattern that's all too familiar right now. It is cruising. The Namiyari is cruising and it has no reason to cruise, as I can tell. Engine flameouts, isn't it? Engine flameouts. No. It's flat out refusing to activate its no AI pilot? Oh no, it's woken up again. That was weird. That was weird. I'm fairly sure there was a system fault and the Namiyari had to reset the aircraft, simply turn it off and on again. anyway. It has lost, that has lost its some parts though, and the BoatFly is able to get on the tail and fire those shots that were previously deemed as accurate, but aren't looking that accurate anymore. Nonetheless, they are shots that are being fired. It's not doing that anymore. Ran out of ammo. I've called it. Yeah. So the BoatFly will now have to bait the Namiyari to the plane, which is the boat. Which is not going to do because it's behind. And the Namiyari isn't going to brake because there's an aircraft behind. Even though it should try to brake, it's not braking because there's an aircraft behind. So, stalemate. This is stalemate. Yeah. I mean, if you don't have ammo, what are you going to do? There is some damage to the Namiyari though, although I doubt that it's damage that is going to prevent it from working or doing anything. Quickly checking here, it's only lost its wing streaks, which if it had fuel stored in them, is going to alter your center of mass, but it doesn't look like it has altered anything. So, the Namiyari flying down, it will surely be looking to fire on the ground target. You know you should fire on the ground target, right? If we go into this loop, go like 20 kilometers away from them, looking at your liquid fuel ratings right now, you aren't going to be able to make it to the boats. So what you're essentially doing here is trying to force a tie. You're really confident in the fact that you can land your plane, aren't you? Because if you can land your plane and the BoatFly can't, of course it's going to be you winning. The BoatFly is going to run out of fuel sooner. In fact, oh, I thought it had run out by now. For sure, these two engines will run out soon, followed by the rest. It will be down on power anywhere between now and 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A bit late. A bit early for me, but I'm sure it has run out of power right now. Supposed to not have any fuel. Yeah, liquid fuel deprived. It's now down in power. The BoatFly is now down in power. The Namiyari is probably also down in power a bit. And still extending the BoatFly to the middle of nowhere. Are they trying to get to land or something? Going to check fairly quickly. No, this line would be a fairly ineffective line to take if you would try to go to land. Actually, I think the Namiyari has realized that the BoatFly is now running out of fuel and is going to try to eliminate it via means of Gowit. Which, if this tactic works, it is a fairly smart tactic because you don't have to take out the boat now. You only have to take out the BoatFly with your Gowits. Although I'm not sure that it's a tactic thought of deliberately by the anyway. And that goes. That's the BoatFly done for. That will not land. Even if it will only land half the aircraft. Not the entire aircraft as the Namiyari could do. Or well, it is damaged a little bit, but it's not damaged as much as the BoatFly. I mean, here the entire plane is missing essentially. Of course it will if this is the only thing that's left of your plane. This can't land either. So it's a fairly well executed strategy from the Namiyari. And the BoatFly can't win it now. It is a 3-2 for the Namiyari, as it will move on to face the Gremlin in the final next week in the 5th season of Cedara fighting competition. I hope you enjoyed this episode, as I surely did, especially in the second battle. I hope it was close enough for you, and I hope you're hyped for Season 6, which I have not made any announcement about, the secret thing, which I've not made any announcements about, and the no parts, which will undoubtedly be featured on my channel when it is done. Anyway, that will finish it, that will round it off for today. The BoatFly having now crashed into the water, and the Namiyari probably not able to make it to the boats. This only means one thing in my book, and that book says, Beercratic, Boys Bomb. I hope I'll see you next week for the epic conclusion to the 5th season of Cedara Fight Competition, which hasn't been so epic.